Aloha everybody and welcome back to part 5 of the Sonic Mania Encore mode playthrough, and something different this time around because we're not in the tornado and we're not playing through Knuckles' stage. Mirage Saloon Act 1 has been completely redone for this particular mode, and we have a completely new version of the level to play through.
Yep, it's an entirely new level.
So that means through the entirety of all of Mania, there are like 4 Mirage Saloon acts, technically.
And that's wonderful since Mirage Saloon is my personal favorite zone of the entire game, so I love this zone so much. Love gushing about it.
I wish Act 2 was a little bit longer, but otherwise I would agree.
Yeah, and Act 2 is my favorite in the entire game. Like, my favorite singular act in the entire game. I just wish it was, like, longer, again, like you said.
Yeah. How do you feel about the Sky Chase level? Like, the Act 1 for Sonic and Tails.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I love the callback to Sonic 2 Sky Chase, and that was a key part of the level to play. Especially at the end where, like, either Bean, Fang, or Bark show up, and I was so happy that wasn't spoiled for me, because the first time I saw that, oh my god. I had to, like, I remember, I ended up getting Bean the first time. So I remember completing the first act, and then Bean pops up. I pressed the home button on my PlayStation 4 controller and started screaming. I was like crying. I was like, they put him in the game!
And everyone else in the house was like, what the hell was that?
Actually, yes.
Caro, keep it down. Stop crying over Sonic. God.
But, Fang is one of my favorite Sonic characters ever, so when he showed up at the end of Act 2, I pressed the home button again, and my reaction was even, like, louder than my reaction to Bean. I'm sorry! I love Bean, Fang, and Bark, like, Team Hooligan. I love them so much. I wish they were, like, I wish they had a bigger presence outside of, like, the comics.
Yeah. Because, like, it felt like ever since Rouge the Bat has been a thing, I don't think they ever really needed a reason for Fang to come back, because it's like they were almost very similar in character, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because Fang is like this greedy guy who's obsessed with jewels. That's the only reason he's collecting the Chaos Emeralds in Triple Trouble.
Yeah.
And then with Sonic Adventure 2, they introduced this new Bat character who is greedy and obsessed with jewels and works with Dr. Eggman. It's like, oh, okay.
I don't know, like, I've had my own headcanon for, like, a while, and I just feel like that Fang would be a good foil to Rouge, personally.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me.
It's something they should definitely consider having a thing in the games, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Sega. Like, I remember you and I were talking about, like, other teams in Team Sonic Racing that they could make, and one of the ideas we thought up of was, Team Hooligan.
Oh yeah. You just make friggin' Fang the speed type, you make Bean the dynamite the flying type. He's a bird, I'm sure he can fly. And you make Bark the polar bear the power type, and booyah, you got yourself a nice trio right there.
Exactly, it's great.
Another trio I would have pitched for Team Sonic Racing as DLC, if you're listening, Sumo Digital, wink wink. How about Classic Sonic as speed type? Ray the Flying Squirrel is flying type, and Mighty the Armadillo is power type. That might be an idea, I don't know.
I really like that idea. It's really cool. It's a good Sega Sonic-like callback.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it gives you an excuse to put Classic Sonic in Team Sonic Racing, because, you know, Classic Sonic shows up in everything modern days anyway. So why not?
Well, maybe he'll be a more valuable asset to Team Sonic Racing than he was in Forces.
But yeah, Mirage Saloon, it's nighttime this time. Nighttime Western.
I love this song! I love this song so much! It's like, again, this is Sonic to me. This is what Sonic is to me. Like,
yeah.
The tone and like, I can't even describe it in words. I just listen to it and I'm like, that's Sonic. Yes. I've been fangirling a lot in this playthrough. I just noticed.
Hey, it's fine, it's fine. Believe me, I'm sure the internet is happy that there's more positive playthroughs of this game. Well, I don't know about this game in particular, but just positive playthroughs of, like, Sonic in general. That's, like, the one takeaway I always get from my fans, which I always am so happy when they say that about me, is that, like, you know, you're one of the few positive influences in the Sonic-verse, like, on the Sonic Tube. I'm not Sonic Tube, okay?
He's not a Sonic tuber.
Don't call me a Sonic Tuber. Don't do that. Don't do that. But, you know, it comes to, like, things... I remember this story always goes through my head every time I think about it, but it's like, you know when Sonic Boom Fire and Ice was announced?
Yeah.
And, like, this was just after Shattered Crystal, this was after Rise of Lyric, and people were like, why? Who asked for this? No one Sonic Boom sequel? Even though the game they really hated was Rise of Lyric, not Shattered Crystal, and this was clearly a sequel to Shattered Crystal and not the Wii U game.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, people were still reacting like this was the end of the world, and Sega, why? You're awful, the worst thing ever. And I remember Derek invited me onto Game Explain to talk about the game when it was revealed, and we started talking... And we were just gushing over about, like, the little details that were new compared to Shattered Crystal. Like, oh my god, it has boss fights this time around. Oh my god, the Collectathon stuff isn't mandatory this time around. So I was actually approaching that with a pretty optimistic, like, yeah, this looks like it's going to be a way better than Shattered Crystal. And if that's the case, I think we got a pretty solid 3DS game on our hands here. And I remember reading the comments being like, these are, like, the only people who are talking nicely about Fire and Ice on the whole internet right now.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, I saw the game for what it was. I know. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric was pretty Shattered Crystal, pretty but whatever. I'll give these games a shot. But yeah, folks, we're in Oil Ocean. No longer during sunset, but bright, daytime. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's okay. Okay, so, I don't know. I have a weird relationship with Sonic 2. Cause, like, it was the first Sonic game I played. It was my first video game, period. But, like, it's a fantastic game. But, like, I don't think it's in my top 5. You know?
You wound me, madam.
It's, like, a 7 or 8 to me. And, like, I always found Oil Ocean to be kind of like the meh zone from that game. I don't know. That's just me.
I could see that. You're wrong, but I could see it.
I'm wrong. Okay. Okay, then. Well. But, anyway, like, with Oil Ocean, I just, you know, it's okay. When I found out it was in, like, when I played Mania through the first time and found out it was in the game, I'm like, oh, interesting choice. Yeah. Okay.
I'm at least glad that, like, Mania had some zones that weren't revealed in trailers, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, that was one problem Generations had, was, like, when Generations came out in 2011, they showed off every zone that was going to be in that game. They showed off Planet Wisp, they showed off Crisis City, they showed off Rooftop Run, they showed off, you know, everything. So, like, when you boot up Generations, having watched all those trailers, and then you finish it, you're like, you're kind of hoping you're going to see something new that you didn't know was going to be in the game, and then you don't, and it's like, oh, okay, Time Eater, let's do it. Oh god, Time Eater wasn't that fun. Oh, game's over? Okay. But at least with Mania, you know, they did reveal some stuff. They did reveal, like, Mirage Saloon, they did reveal, Flying Battery at one point, they revealed Studiopolis and Green Hill.
Yeah, they were Flying Battery.
But I didn't know Lava Reef was going to be in this. I didn't know Oil Ocean was going to be in this. I didn't know Metallic Madness was going to be in this.
I didn't know Hydro City was going to be in this.
Yeah. So I got a few genuine surprises when I was playing through this game, and I was very happy to see that. And I wish more marketing teams would do stuff like that. Just stop spoiling everything up front. Just let me see some pretty surprising stuff when it happens.
Exactly.
I want to live in that parallel universe where Captain America Civil War came out, and they didn't have one trailer that had Spider-Man in it.
Oh, yeah! Oh my god.
Could you imagine the riots that would come out from movie theaters? Like, the people losing their mind and, like, tearing seats apart and shit. If they're watching the movie out of nowhere, Oh, and cut the Queen scene out. Just cut the Queen scene out, because that'll be too much of a preview. But imagine no trailers at all. Like, nothing. No indication. No one's even reading, like, a cast list like, oh, Tom Holland is Spider-Man. No, just nothing. Nobody knew. It was completely hidden. And then you get to that part where they're at the airport and they're fighting, and then you just hear Iron Man go, okay, I've had enough. Underoos! Fucking swings in, Spider-Man pose. I'd be like, what the fuck? I would have lost my mind.
Oh my god.
That would have been amazing.
Like, Civil War is already, like, one of my favorite Marvel movies already, and I can't imagine if they would pull that shit off with Spider-Man. Oh my god.
Like, I'll give Endgame credit. Endgame was, like, completely hidden. I didn't know anything was going to happen in Endgame when that movie came out, but...
Same.
Still, I want to live in that parallel universe where people went to see Civil War and nobody knew Spider-Man was going to be in it. That would have been... That would have been quite the alternate universe. I would have loved to have seen movie reactions of people in there.
I know.
Who are all gung-ho about, like, oh, it's a Sony license. There's no way. You know?
And now that Sony license is gone.
Yeah, now that we're talking about this, Spider-Man's out of the MCU again. Reminder, this video was recorded in September of 2019. As of this video's upload, Spider-Man is back with the MCU.
Ripperoni. Just, okay, I don't want to spoil Far From Home, but... all I say is just when things were getting interesting. That's all I'm gonna say.
Just when it had a good cliffhanger hook, you know?
Yep.
They were teasing something really cool, and then it's just like, okay, bye.
Yeah. And I just remember being like, oh my god!
Also, yes, this is now a MCU podcast. I'm sorry.
I love my MCU too, y'all. I don't like just Sonic. I have other interests, I swear.
So yeah, now Oil Ocean smog is blue. What would this blue smog be? What would this blue smog be exactly?
What do you mean, like...
I don't know, just what kind of gas would it be that Sonic and his friends can't inhale?
Carbon monoxide. I don't know.
There you go. Alright, another instance where Mighty the Armadillo has such an advantage over the other characters in the game. Mighty the Armadillo is also protected from spikes, but he's also protected from the little fireballs that this octopus thing shoots out. Not the lasers, not the big spiky...
Yeah, from the projectiles.
Yeah, not the lasers, not the big spiky projectile thing, so I have to dodge this. But when he actually comes out of the oil, and those two tentacles are shooting fireballs at me, but they just bounce off.
Yeah.
Mighty the Armadillo, man, he has such an advantage.
Play as Ray. Switch to Ray.
I'm taking turns.
Okay.
I'm showing off how good he is.
Okay.
He's a good boy.
Okay.
Or something. Anyway, folks, see you in part 6.